Ah, The Wizard of Oz. One of the most classic musicals in American culture, and in pretty much everything in general. It's a timeless tale about a scarecrow, a tin man, and a lion journeying with a little girl so that she can have her wish granted and safely return home. I mean, the scarecrow makes an amazing entrance, acting very silly and talking about directions. The lion, I mean, wow, from jumping in and acting tough to crying his eyes out, his entrance also was really good. And man, that tin man, found after apples from the Wicked Witch's enchanted trees are thrown at his feet, and Dorothy picks them up, bumping into him in the process. So wonderful. Wait. The witch enchanted those trees? I don't believe it. They were alive when Dorothy got there. Well, it's not technically correct. You see, the trees do nothing until the Wicked Witch is seen hiding behind one, most likely casting a spell. Then, right as Dorothy tries to grab an apple, the trees spring to life and begin pelting tons upon tons of apples at her, forcing her to go across the yellow brick road to the other side, much like a chicken, as she picks up these apples, landing her right at the feet of the Tin Man. Sure, that might just be pure happenstance, but get this, the trees quit attacking. Dorothy has enraged them and stolen their property, but the moment she finds the Tin Man, they stop. Even during the entirety of the Tin Man's song and dance, the trees never move. They never retaliate. Heck, if the trees were really alive, then they would have tried to obliterate the Tin Man's very existence. He carries an axe. He chopped down one of their tree buddies. But the trees do nothing. It's almost as if it was planned for them to throw their apples. Almost as if the Wicked Witch enchanted them. But no, it couldn't be. Could it be? Couldn't it be? Couldn't have been? Could also be? Why is the Tin Man so special? Is he evil? Okay, what? Let me see if I understand this correctly. The Wicked Witch enchanted those trees for the sole purpose of Dorothy finding the Tin Man. But does that really qualify him as evil or just different? He is the only one who wasn't found by making himself found, but that just could be his uniqueness, right? Also, Human Tin Man, known as Hickory, mentions the Tin Man, known as, well, the Tin Man, in the most subtle way possible, some small line about a statue, half mumbled. Far different from the obvious usage of the words courage and brains throughout the opening scene, tying into their characters, Scarecrow and Lion, incredibly obviously. So let's go along and analyze the Tin Man. Later, after meeting him, they come upon the Lion. The Lion does a lot of talking and takes up a lot of time until, rather than either continuing talking or Dorothy asking him to come join them, the Tin Man asks, as if he wants to hurry things up. One could say that if the Tin Man really wanted to hurry, why sing an entire song and do an entire dance? Well, I have two answers to that question. One, it's because he wants to gain Dorothy's trust and blend in, because he already is so unique and so standing out. And two, because he wants to give the witch at least a little time so that she can make her grand poof on top of that one barn and chuck fireballs at the Scarecrow. It was planned. All of this. But, just to humor you, I will continue analyzing. After the Tin Man hurries up the Lion, they continue on their way to Oz, coming across a field of poppies. Just a quick note, the Scarecrow, as they run across, says, "Come on, come on," in contrast to the Tin Man saying, "Hurry, hurry," like he wants to speed things up. Why does the Tin Man want to speed things up? That's all he ever really does in this. Speed, 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 speed. And I'm not talking about the joke. Then the poppies cause the Lion and Dorothy and Toto to all fall asleep. Then the Scarecrow tries to help pick them up so they could get out of the poppies and be out of the spell. But the Tin Man does nothing. He just starts crying and blubbering. He's one of the most brave in the entirety of this thing. He never really gets that scared. He carries an axe, for crying out loud. He's very firm and solid. But in this one instance, he begins to panic and begins to get scared and just acts the opposite. All he ever really does is stall in this scene. He allows the witch's spell to take full effect. He even yells, "Help! Help! Help!" as if someone's going to help them, except no one is near. Yes, Oz is around the corner, and yes, there's the Munchkins. The Munchkins are a really long way away, in case you didn't notice. They've been walking down this road for forever. And then also, Oz, all the citizens of Oz are constantly singing and dancing. They wouldn't hear someone's distant cries for help outside the city wall by, like, a mile? Then Glinda steps in to help solve everything and make everyone happy. Everyone, that is, except for the Tin Man. The Snow reawakens Dorothy, Toto, and the Lion. The Scarecrow is all happy that everything's alright, and the Tin Man is frozen solid. Rusted again by the snow this time, rather than the rain, which is what happens in the beginning. He's rusted by a good spell, a spell that was supposed to help them, that rusted him and made it harder for him to continue, as if Glinda suspected something, as if Glinda was on to him, as if Glinda knew he was evil. And if the Tin Man is indeed evil, there is one burn I am going to make that is very appropriate to the situation. The Tin Man, being evil, has an empty husk of a body, with an empty black hole where his heart was meant to reside. That is why he is evil. Applause? Anyone? I hear a phone noise, but no applause. It's a hard job. Only get like 5 comments per video. Okay, so maybe that burn is going too far, and maybe that burn also kind of sucks. But there is some proof to this theory. There's a lot of things going for me. But I do have one question, though. If Glinda was trying to stop the Tin Man, that means that the Tin Man was going to mess something up. But the story was already almost over. There's nothing the Tin Man could mess up to make things any better or worse. They're literally almost at Oz's doorstep. There is, actually, one thing. One diabolical little thing the Tin Man could do. One messed up little thing that no one would even notice. And no, it is not the Tin Man hacking the Wizard of Oz with his axe, and no, it is not the Tin Man blowing up Oz. It is something so small that most viewers don't even notice it, but it is there. It is there right in front of our faces the whole time. The Tin Man is evil. The Tin Man purposefully unties the balloon the Wizard of Oz is in, causing him to go flying, and therefore is out of the picture so the Wicked Witch can take over. Wait! The Wicked Witch is dead. She's not even alive. Why would the Tin Man still be helping her? Why would the Tin Man untie the rope? Why would the Tin Man do any of that? It doesn't make any sense. Unless the Wicked Witch was going to come back. But how? For this, I'm going to go back to the beginning of the film and analyze something else. The opening scene, when the Wicked Witch arrives. What does the Wicked Witch want to do immediately? She wants to take the slippers from her dead sister's body and use them. In fact, she says so herself. I'm the only one who knows how to use them. You guys don't. I'm the only one. And Glinda doesn't say anything against that. Glinda's just kind of like, I don't want to admit that, but she's right. She's got a point. But, J.J. Prince, I hear you saying, Glinda does know how to use the slipper. She tells Dorothy to click her heels together 3 times. Lies. Dorothy's clicking her heels together is a diversion. All good magicians use it when they want to trick you. The real magic was Glinda waving her wand over Dorothy's head, causing Dorothy to teleport home. Possibly also the reason why Dorothy killed one of the Wicked Witches in the beginning, is by Glinda simply waving her wand and boom, house, crashing down on everything. Think about it. She says in her song that the girl came from a star, and when she does, she holds up her wand, and most people just assume, oh, it's just a flourish. No, literally came from the star on her wand. Makes sense. So, in the end, why would the Wicked Witch want to use the slippers? What does the Wicked Witch know? So important and so secret that she never tells anyone. The true meaning of the ruby slippers is to bring people back to life. They have the ability to do that. That is why the Wicked Witch wanted them in the beginning, so that she could resurrect her sister. And that is why the Tin Man is going to take them in the end, so he can resurrect the Wicked Witch and enact revenge on the land of Oz. Think about it. Sure, it would be a little odd for the Tin Man to be walking around in red high heels, but it's not impossible. Then the Tin Man could take those slippers, use the secret that the Wicked Witch told the Tin Man before her passing, and then resurrect the Wicked Witch to fight against Glinda, and Glinda has no backup except for a scarecrow and a lion, both of whom can be killed easily by fire and almost anything because he's scared. Talking about, the scarecrow with fire and the lion, almost anything because he's scared. So in reality, you could just use fire on both of them. Fire! The Wicked Witch knows how to use fire. She uses it a lot. Want to play with fire, Scarecrow? Yeah! Why are you guys talking during my videos? That's disrespectful. Almost as disrespectful as the phone going off earlier. What I hear you guys saying to me is the Tin Man is a good guy because he broke down the door, he freed Dorothy, he helped kill the Wicked Witch. Why would he do all of that? And the answer to that is very simple. Because the Wicked Witch knew she had to die to get rid of the Wizard of Oz. The Wizard of Oz doesn't come out until the broomstick has been returned and the Wicked Witch of the West has been killed. The Wicked Witch knew she would have to die. She knew she would have to trust the Tin Man, which is why the Tin Man knows the secret formula on how to use the ruby slippers. That is why she told the Tin Man, even though it is a heavily guarded secret, since it is the creation of new life, she tells the Tin Man because it's the only way that she can survive, and Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz can be out of the picture, leaving just Glinda in the way of the Wicked Witch taking over Oz. Plus, consider this, if Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz are out of the picture and not dead, but just gone, then Glinda can't resurrect them or do something to help them on her side, even if Glinda knew how to do any of that. The Wicked Witch, however, can find her sister now and resurrect her sister, even though her sister kind of got shriveled up by Glinda, who's supposed to be a good guy. Maybe that's another theory I could do in the future. Anyway, there's a ton of proof right here. So, in conclusion, I'm going to sum it up. So, to summarize, from the beginning, it is apparent of the Tin Man's secret evilness. His human counterpart acts differently than that of his fellows, being less obvious, and his tin form is only found after the Wicked Witch enchants the trees to lead Dorothy to him. The trees do not continue to attack after their task is finished. The Tin Man constantly hurries up the process just so the Wicked Witch can die and be resurrected faster. In the poppy field, he knows the Wicked Witch has enchanted it, and therefore begins to just waste time sitting there. The only time he isn't hurrying is in the poppy field, because he knows it's the Wicked Witch's spell, and he wants Dorothy to absorb as much of that spelliness as possible for the full potential of evil sleep. I'm not sure what the evil sleep does, but it's important. Then, in Oz, he unties the Wizard of Oz's balloon and causes him to float away, so therefore he's out of the picture. Then, after Dorothy leaves, due to Glinda waving her little wand around, the Tin Man takes the slippers, uses the formula he's been taught, resurrects the Wicked Witch, and begins an all-out war of good versus evil to see who can rule Oz. That's about it. If you guys enjoyed this video, leave a like. If you guys hated it, leave a dislike. If you guys liked it enough to like it twice, hit the subscribe button. It's like like's second cousin or something. And if you want me to make more Wizard of Oz theories, or more parts in a continuation of this, explaining the rest of the characters of Oz, because I have a lot of ideas up here. They're not all down on paper yet, but if you want more Wizard of Oz, I will give you more Wizard of Oz. But if you want more of something else, I will give you more of something else. So put your thoughts in the comments. The comment section is yours to comment in, because it's the comment section. Of course. So anyway, at the end of this very cringy outro, I would just like to say thanks to the Theorizer for being the only other person I know of on the internet to create a Wizard of Oz theory, therefore giving me the courage to create one with my brains and understanding that I need to have a heart to make this theory, and put a lot of effort into it so that I can understand that there's no place like home. That was very cheesy, but also very quality entertainment. Anyway, I'm going to finish before I do something else completely random and idiotic. So, thank you, Theorizer. Will be in the iCards. You can view that, watch it, check it out. iCards, woo! iCards, Theorizer video, somewhere up there. Anyway, watch his video. His theory is a lot more different than mine, but it is still worth a watch. He lists a lot of great points and has his own great spin on things. In fact, if you want to, you can say whose theory is better, mine or his, and decide for yourselves. He definitely has way better editing than I do, and is definitely way less cringy. Anyway, just to close, thanks again. This has been JJ Prince, and I will see you later. It is absolutely wonderful and carries the dreams of thousands of children. Nothing could ever make this film look bad. I mean, the Scarecrow makes an amazing entrance. When you first meet him, he's talking about directions, left and right, back and forth, and it's hilarious. The lion jumps out of nowhere and pretends to act all tough, and then the next minute he's bursting into tears. Bursting? Burstering? And the next minute he's bursting into tears. That was a it's just gonna make, I mean, the Scarecrow makes an amazing entrance, acting very silly, talking about directions, left and right, back and forth. It's just amazing. The lion also enters very wonderfully, acting all tough and then bursting into tears. And then, after both of those... No, that's not how it works.